A pound of beef now costs as much as a pair of sneakers. A small apartment costs a lifetime of savings. Something strange is happening in America. The middle class, once stable, is now living in vans. Some call them digital nomads or minimalists. But behind the hashtag, vanlife, are families cooking noodles in parking lots. Veterans fold blankets in truck beds. Fathers secretly charge phones at Starbucks to apply for jobs. They are not useless people. They are crushed by high housing prices. They didn't reject society, society left them behind. While you're still paying your house loan, remember this truth. Just one medical bill or job loss could change your life. You could end up sleeping in your car too. What caused an entire class to retreat behind the wheel? What's really breaking inside the American dream? Let's find out together. Because tomorrow, this could be your own story. In America, you don't need to lose your job to become homeless. You just need your rent to go up. It sounds sarcastic, but it's true. Over the past 5 years, rents have increased by over 40%. But wages only went up a few percent. It's like a race between a turtle and a rocket. In states like California, Florida, or New York, people must work 133 hours a week to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. That's about 19 hours a day. No time to live, just enough to survive. A small apartment with thin walls and a small stove now costs like a used truck. Ironically, many people choose the truck, at least it moves. The causes are clear. There's not enough affordable housing. Big investors buy homes and raise prices. Interest rates keep rising. Land taxes are climbing too. The whole system works perfectly to push the middle class down. And it still looks stable on paper. A family earning $4,000 per month spends $1,200 on rent. That leaves about $1,400 for food, gas, insurance, and medicine. One small problem, a broken tire or medical bill, can destroy everything. This cycle keeps workers poor and homeowners scared. Everyone lives on the thin line between an apartment and a parking lot. Look around the US, safe parking lots are appearing from Seattle to San Diego. People who once paid full taxes, teachers, nurses, bank employees, now sleep in cars. 76% of them still go to work every day. They are not lazy. They just can't afford a home anymore. One man earns $3,200 a month but was denied housing because of low credit. Now he lives in his old sedan. He says, "I'm not homeless. I'm just parked temporarily." America used to be called the land of opportunity. Now it's the land of rent. You can't buy it, so you rent it. You can't rent it, so you borrow. You can't borrow, so you drive. Thousands of middle-class people began an unwanted journey from apartments to parking lots. The American dream still exists. It's just sleeping in the backseat. If people need 3 jobs just to afford a roof, is the problem with people or the houses? They say America is the land of the free. But now the only freedom left is parking wherever you want. You work 40 hours a week and still stay poor. People were taught that hard work guarantees success. But now, you can work non-stop and still sleep in your car. The federal minimum wage has stayed at $7.25 for over 14 years. Meanwhile, prices for food, gas, and medicine keep rising. A normal lunch equals half an hour of work. A full tank of gas equals a full day of work. Working hard doesn't make people richer anymore, just more tired. At night parking lots, a woman in a nurse's uniform reclines in her old car. An Uber driver folds his blanket and starts his morning route. They all have jobs, schedules, and responsibilities. They just don't have homes. A government report says 40% of homeless people still have jobs. Being homeless no longer means being jobless. Wages just can't keep up with rent. You work, pay taxes and loans, then start over again. It's like running in a wheel without an end. The gig economy looks flexible but hides a harsh truth. It saves companies from paying benefits. Americans now work more but earn less. Even 2 full-time jobs can't pay the rent in Los Angeles. You still have a car but now you live in it. Some say poor people don't want to work. But those sleeping in cars work harder than many politicians. They wake up at 5 a.m., wash with a towel, drink cold coffee, and go to work trying to look normal. At night, they park in shadows to avoid police lights. They just want a little self-respect. A man in the Safe Parking LA program said, "I work at Amazon. I have an income but no address. I pay taxes while living in a parking lot." The American dream has become like public Wi-Fi. Everyone is connected, but no one is protected. You can work your whole life and still not afford a place to sleep. A job once meant security. Now it only keeps you from starving. This problem is not only for the poor. The middle class is melting between high costs and a cold market. You don't need to lose your job to lose your home. You just need to live long enough for prices to rise again. This is not just about money. It's about a system that teaches people to buy debt instead of freedom. The bank makes you feel you have a choice until you lose the choice of where to live. After years of hard work, most Americans don't own homes. They own debt and credit scores. It's like wearing a golden necklace that tightens every month. Debt is now the new religion of the American middle class. Student loans for a future. Mortgages for stability. Car loans to show success. Credit cards to feel alive. As a result, personal debt has reached over $1.14 trillion, the highest in history. Every second, Americans paid $3 million in interest. 60% don't have even $1,000 for an emergency. One flat tire or hospital bill can send you to a Walmart parking lot. A man in San Diego said, "I used to have a house, 2 cars, and a great credit score. Now I have a car, a mattress, and a broken score." He wasn't smiling and I couldn't laugh. Because it's too real. This is the tragedy of the modern middle class. They did everything right and still lost. Since the 1980s, success in America means spending more. The more you buy, the more respect you get. But to keep that image, you must keep borrowing. The credit system is praised as helpful. In reality, it traps people in endless payment cycles. Americans don't learn about compound interest in school. They learn by paying it every month. Banks smile because control comes from keeping people in debt. The middle class now fuels the economy by trading their peace for payments. They live warm lives for others while burning quietly inside. Studies show the average American spends 8 years just paying interest. 8 years enough to earn a degree or travel the country in a van. Maybe that's why some people are choosing the van instead. At least there, no one can charge rent. They just haven't paid off everything they bought yet. That sarcastic comment went viral because everyone felt it was true. Debt has become the language of the middle class. It's sweet, addictive, and hard to stop speaking. When credit cards reach their limit and banks freeze accounts, people look for escape. They dream of life without bills, without debt, without collection letters. Just a steering wheel and a full tank of gas. Some people can't borrow anymore, so they found another lifestyle. Cheaper and more lonely, but still possible. If you open social media, you'll see vans under golden sunsets. A blonde girl drinks coffee beside her dog, looking out at the sea. It looks like freedom, peace, and adventure. But behind those pictures, reality is different. Thousands of cars are not parked near beaches but in Walmart lots. There, neon lights replace the sunrise. Since 2020, the hashtag #vanlife has exploded in popularity. Young people call it a dream of freedom. But the number of people forced to live in vehicles has also grown fast. In Los Angeles alone, over 13,000 cars are used as homes. There are two worlds now. One lives in vans by choice. The other lives in vans because they have no choice. For one, it's a lifestyle. For the other, it's survival. A woman said she was once an accountant but lost her job in the pandemic. She bought an old minivan, built a small bed and kitchen. She called it free nomad life, but later, her voice changed. What kind of freedom is it, she said, when every night I must choose between gas or dinner? It's sad and ironic at the same time. Social media turned survival into an aesthetic. Van life has two sides of one coin. One side is about remote work, stars, and peace. The other is about losing homes and sleeping in cars. That's why middle-class Americans watch van life videos with mixed emotions. They feel inspired but also scared it could be them soon. In just 5 years, the number of Americans living in vehicles rose by 60%. Authorities call it a mobile lifestyle, but it's not by choice for most people. They can't afford rent even with full-time jobs. Still, for some, vans do bring a feeling of independence. No bills, no landlords, no letters demanding money. They say, I have little, but I am free. And maybe that kind of freedom is rare now, easy to reach, but hard to keep. The younger generation calls it off-grid living. Older people call it post-credit life. But I call it the beta version of social collapse. A lifestyle that is beautiful, sad, and temporary. You can't tell if it's a choice or a consequence. Behind those cars is a generation that once trusted the system. They believed in the American dream. Now that trust is running out of gas. People created their own safe parking zones. The government built "No overnight parking" signs. In a country full of laws, even the homeless must follow business hours. Enter by 9 p.m., leave by 7 a.m., no loud music, no running the engine too long. It sounds funny, but it's a real rule. Across the West Coast, there are over 85 safe parking areas. But most are not run by the government. Churches, charities, and small groups built them. They knew if they waited for officials, winter would be over first. A church in San Diego turned its lot into a safe area with toilets and lights. In Seattle, students created safe zones while the city still held meetings. In Los Angeles, locals had to beg officials not to shut theirs down. So where is the government in all this? They're still in meetings, discussing tourism and budgets. Meanwhile, people outside paid $3 per gallon just to stay warm at night. It's tragic and absurd at the same time. When people try to help themselves, the system punishes them. Neighbors fear property value drops and protest shelters nearby. They say, we're not against the homeless, just not next to us. That's conditional kindness kind, but only from a distance. And so, a paradox begins. The government asks the community for help. The community helps. Then the government shuts the program down for breaking some rule. Everyone loses. The homeless are pushed away. The middle class fears becoming next. And the government stands in the middle, pretending to keep order. One man from Safe Parking LA said, I don't want free help. I just don't want punishment for surviving. It's a simple sentence, but deeply painful. In a free country, even being poor needs permission. It's shocking a nation that sent people to the moon can't guarantee citizens a safe place to sleep. Maybe what they truly lost wasn't homes, but hope. When both the roof and faith disappear, what still holds people together? At this point, the car becomes the final border of dignity. A middle-class American may lose everything but never the car keys. The car is the last symbol of pride. It's the thin wall between still okay and completely broken. In California's safe parking lots, cars stand neatly like tiny homes. A van with an "Adventure awaits" sticker hides an old teacher reading hospital bills. A shiny SUV belongs to a former homeowner now job hunting with church Wi-Fi. They still dress neatly, still go to work, and still smile. At night, they park in silence, side by side. Their favorite saying is, "I'm not homeless, I'm just parked temporarily." It sounds funny, but it's a way to protect pride. Because in America, losing your home means losing more than shelter. It means losing your address, job, and identity. That's why a car becomes a fortress small, but still yours. Over 40% of vehicle dwellers still have steady income and pay taxes. But one late rent payment pushes them out of the system. Without a fixed address, they can't sign leases or receive mail. The system runs by addresses and you disappear when yours is a license plate. A veteran in Santa Barbara once said, "In this car, I can still lock the doors." That line hits deep. The car, once a symbol of freedom, is now a symbol of defense. Many still wash their cars weekly, hang flags on windows, as if reminding the world, "I'm still American even if my home moves." In today's economy, cars are the last thing people can still pay for. You can't be evicted from your own car. They're not asking for pity, just for respect. Poverty isn't shameful. It's just that in America, poverty has no safe place left. If the middle class is living in cars, then who's living in houses? What if living in a car soon becomes normal? Imagine a future where Walmart parking lots have Wi-Fi and showers. Would it still be called poverty? Maybe not. Maybe it'll be called mobile living. By 2035, this might become real. Hundreds of vans with LED lights, divided into zones: premium and economy. People watching Netflix, working remotely, paying rent for parking spaces. Startups might sell housing as a service. They'll offer car living packages with Wi-Fi, insurance, and virtual addresses. The word homeless will disappear, replaced by vehicle resident. And yes, big companies will profit again. They'll sell dignity services, paid showers, charging stations, laundry, and parking safety. Soon, even safe parking will cost money. A new TV show might appear, Van Makeover, From Junk to Freedom. Society will call this innovation. Politicians will say, "We solved homelessness." But they'll forget to mention everyone just sleeps in cars now. An economist once warned, when inequality becomes normal, it's sold as lifestyle. That's exactly what's happening. Poor but tidy. Homeless but aesthetic. In 2024, 770,000 people were homeless, with nearly 400,000 living in cars or RVs. If it continues, by 2035, van living will be the third largest housing model, after apartments and rental homes. It looks like a solution, but it's a slow surrender. Society is accepting division as normal. One day, someone might say, "I live at parking space number 27, next to charger number 3. That's when the American dream won't die, it'll just change its address. These stories aren't about strangers. They could be about you, me, or anyone. All it takes is one accident, one layoff, one rent hike. We live in a country that still celebrates freedom. But now, even a parking space has become a luxury. A nation that can send people to Mars still leaves hundreds of thousands sleeping in cars. And maybe the scariest part isn't the car life itself, it's that we're starting to accept it as normal. What do you think? Is van life true freedom or the last crack in the American middle class? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments. If you like this kind of social analysis, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.